Welcome back to NeXt Gaming, where we cover everything newsworthy that pertains to games. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I ate way too much and my stomach is regretting it, but we do have a lot to go over since I haven't put out a video in a couple days. Starting off with the tiny tidbits, Sony Santa Monica Studios has made God of War Ragnarok the fastest selling first party launch in PlayStation history. So not only did they outdo the entire God of War franchise, they also topped Sony's first party launch record with 5.1 million copies sold through just in its debut week. That is insane. Awesome news. It wasn't a perfect game, but it deserves it. Nintendo support has reportedly received no complaints about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's performances. It says no patches planned. That's just, it's depressing because I honestly thought this was going to be one of the biggest Pokemon games. My friend got it. He really doesn't mind the drops in frames and I don't think he notices anything, to be honest, of what I've heard on the internet with the pop-in and the low quality graphics at some points, So I don't know. I feel like personally, just with all of my own family and everybody that I know that is into Pokemon, this game would have sold just as well if they delayed it and made it look a little bit better. Maybe not because of the holiday season and everybody kind of going out and getting their kids Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, both of them. They got a dual pack, and Pokemon's just it can't be defeated. It's the king of casual gaming, I should say. So I don't know. I think I don't think they need to fix it, but it would have been nice if it came out decent, because the next Pokemon game is probably going to turn people off a little bit. They're going to wait for reviews, I imagine, because I don't know. It doesn't look like I would rather play the Pokemon Arceus. That looked more interesting to me. So I'm going to definitely pick that one up before Scarlet and Violet. Phil Spencer says the cost of living is hurting Xbox. Quote, "We aren't food or shelter." Well, no shit, Phil Spencer. You've never been food or shelter. You've been Xbox. This whole article really didn't make too much sense to me, but this is Phil Spencer's quote. This is fried though to me personally, because you look at Xbox. Xbox is the Netflix of gaming. It is the only subscription service that is really, touted by gamers as being something decent and worthwhile and all of this, etc. It trumps PlayStation tiers. It trumps whatever Nintendo's online has with their retro games, But I don't know. Comparing them to the other entertainment subscriptions, you have HBO Max and Netflix and Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, Apple. There's so many now. When you compare it to Xbox Game Pass, you would think that gamers would come together. It would be more than 25 million cumulative. That doesn't mean that it's 25 now. It's they've garnered 25 million people over its lifespan, which is extremely low to my standards. I think there's 300 million people in America and you only got maybe 10-15 of those. It doesn't make sense to me. I think this is like an excuse, because who would say we aren't food or shelter? Obviously you're not. You've never been food or shelter. You've gone through recessions and all this, and you're still here, but you need to offer something. If you're really going to go into a subscription service mentality and you're trying to be the Netflix of gaming, you need to offer titles. You can't just have a year of nothing or a year of a couple of things sprinkled through. It's not going to keep people subscribed. So I don't know. Tell me in the comments below what you guys think. I think Xbox Game Pass is overrated. Right now, it's overrated. Next year might be a completely different story, but as of right now, it's not no food or shelter. That's for sure. The official Steam page of the Callisto Protocol's Season Pass has revealed unlockable extra new death animations for the protagonists and enemies. That is a little depressing, I'll have to admit. That is sad to know, and honestly this game had it was a 10 out of 10 on marketing, everything, gameplay, interviews, up until about a week from release. You're gonna drop this on us, this is just, it is depressing. People are saying it's gross. It's these are things that people get in free updates on other games, and you're gonna make it a season pass unlockable. That's a little, as long as the game has a lot, I think I can excuse this. If the game is packed full of a huge variety of death animations, I'm not gonna mind. But the fact that you are locking extras behind a paywall, that's a little irritating, to be honest. That's frustrating, because that means the game could be better it could be better if, say, we buy it and we don't really like it that much, or it's not as good as we hoped, and then you buy the season pass and you unlock that extra oomph, you know, then that's just depressing. You're literally fucking up your own launch at that point, you know. That's just me though. As for trailers, we got, speaking of the Callisto Protocol, a live action trailer, and is apparently as terrifying as you'd expect. I thought this was actually in-game like cutscenes at Thanksgiving dinner, but now obviously I know it's not. But you know, I'm super pumped for this game to see what this story, these characters, how in depth everything goes. Because Dead Space, it was a little lacking. You know, the first one's golden, but still compared to this, the story, the scope, it looks really impressive, and I cannot wait to play this. And yeah, it should be awesome. We also have The Witcher 3's next gen early comparison video highlights. It's noticeable, the visual improvements, they are nice, and I am hyped to get back into this. I never finished The Witcher 3. I played like 50 hours and barely got through it because I'm just a side quest whore. So I mean, it'll be nice to go back to it and see what's up, see the differences. I just haven't played it in so long, I can't even tell the differences watching the video unless it's side by side, you know. So I don't know, let me know in the comments below if you guys are hyped for this. It's definitely going to be one of my December games that I've already played. You know, I got it somewhere on the shelf, dusted it off. Hopefully it's not going to be, I haven't done this whole next gen free update thing, you know. I kind of passed on most of those, and I wonder how complicated it really is. You just put your PS4 disc in and update it on the PS5. I don't know how it works, but we're going to have to figure out in the coming weeks. Next up, we got Convallaria. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we have the Sony Interactive Entertainment Publishing announcement trailer. So that Sony's back in this. It's supposed to be a third-person hero shooter set in China. Kind of reminds me of Outriders mixed with Overwatch 2 a little bit. I don't know really what to make of this game. It does look interesting. Looks like they're kind of going after Destiny with these bosses, Captain Chimera. But I don't know. It looks like something. We're just gonna have to wait and find out if it's worth it. And lastly, we have the PSVR 2 demo that shows apparently impressive finger tracking capabilities. I'm gonna wait until, you know, I judge it myself, but it does look interesting. Hopefully it's not title by title basis, you know, because this is Horizon Call of the Mountain, so they could be putting more time and effort into the finger tracking for that game specifically. I'm not sure. But I mean, it does look nice. It looks like something. I'm skeptical, man. I really am. I'm torn between the MetaQuest 2 and the PSVR 2 because I'm gonna get one before the other. I don't know which one, but I don't know. It looks impressive. I don't know yet. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, how you've come to kind of your conclusion on which you should buy, because I'm definitely reading them all just to get a better insight into which one I should drop $500 on, you know. And in the show off with some big news, we have Microsoft and Sony kind of making statements regarding this Activision acquisition, but Sony's might actually have hinted at the release date of the next PlayStation. I quote, Microsoft has offered to continue making Activision's games available on PlayStation only until 2027, by the time Sony Interactive Entertainment launched the next generation of its PlayStation console. And then they redacted a more specific statement, but honestly, it's just weird. It's weird to think about the next gen already, but I do think probably 2027 or 2028. I'm feeling 2028 more, just because how this generation's kind of being a little slow to get going. But you know, I could completely see 2027 being the last year for PlayStation Call of Duty, which is just crazy to think about. And honestly, it's what I've been saying. It's literally what I've been saying. If they do get Activision, they're going to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for a number of years, and then they're going to take it. They're going to take it, and if they don't make it a pure exclusive, just having it on Game Pass day one will do a loads of success for Xbox. Because me, as a PlayStation and an Xbox gamer, I would probably move to Xbox just out of spite that it's Game Pass. You're going to get this title day one for $15. That's a deal, bro. And if it's good, then maybe I'll buy the physical copy just to support it, maybe, or I don't know if I really would. But you know, it's just interesting to think that we're already thinking about the next gen. And honestly, this acquisition is going to heavily affect both generations. More so, I imagine the next one. You know, think about the launch of the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, and just knowing that Call of Duty is coming exclusively to Xbox. That would be like their main E3, press debut. They're like, get it first and only on Xbox. That would make loads of people really question, at least the Call of Duty gamers, which is a good majority. That's an impressive amount to shift to Xbox. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and find out and see where things go. I think it's a questionable acquisition. We're not gonna know until probably closer to March, April, and then as we get further closer to June, we're gonna know specifically if the deal's going through, and hopefully it doesn't. I personally don't want Microsoft to have an even more outreach than they already do. Microsoft is a huge company that's very understated, and I think people need to realize that they are huge compared to Sony. So I think it would be a little unfair, but at the same time, I don't think it would affect Sony as much as they're making it out to be. But I see their concerns. Anyway, guys, that's today's show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the Wolf Pack. Peace.